Hello, everybody. Happy almost 2025. We're in, at least in Spain, we are in the last 6 hours and 15 minutes of being in 2025. So I wanted to spend the end of the year being here with you guys, celebrating that we went through 2024 together. Whatever has happened, good or bad, we have made it, almost made it fully through 2024. And I just wanted to spend a little bit of live time with everybody today. So hopefully in the States, if that's where you are watching, you are waking up, you are having your last day of the year cafe and coming into the day. I hope that the day that you're coming into is you're feeling good. You're feeling right. You're feeling like, okay, I made it through 2024 almost. So whatever you're doing, beautiful soulmates, I just want to say thank you for traveling with me this year. Um, and hello and good morning and good day wherever you're at. I know some of our friends may be here on this side of the pond with me as well. So hello to you as well. So yes, I did want to sit. I wanted to talk. I want to spend some time with you. There's no rush. We're going to be here together for just a little bit. But I also wanted to make sure, of course, that you watched your weekly video because that's very important, that you have your 2025 digital transit calendar if that's something that you are interested in having, and it helps you keep track of the transits all year long. You get a discount code. If you haven't seen Tiffany's work, she's in your 2025 annual videos along with Sama, Kira, and Rachel, and they just broke it down. I really hope that you checked out your 2025 annual videos. We took care of every department of life. Every department of life is sorted out in there in such detail. So it's a beautiful thing to get to take some notes on. Think about, especially thinking about it for Capricorn, just off the top of my head, Sama pointed out the difference this year between Capricorn spending their money on things that are far away versus things that are more local, that your local investments are going to do so much better for you, as opposed to, if you're a different sign, maybe the local investments are not actually where your money is energetically sound this year. So those horoscopes really, I think, painted a beautiful picture for you on how to move through the year. So put it on podcast style, listen to each one of our sections, and then go to the next one. Take in as much as you can, soak it up, and hopefully it's a beautiful guide for you. Hello to everyone who's just coming in. Yes, say hello, say hi. If you have questions for me, today is the day and the time. Put them out there, answer them. I totally will. I am just pleased as punch to be here with you. And it is fun to remember this, that because it's almost 6 o'clock p.m. my time as this live stream is happening, that it is morning time many of your times there in the United States. So I'm feeling hype and I'm ready to go. I'm in go mode. I got my 2025 glasses. Um, but I realize you are just coming into the day. So you might not be there just quite yet. Can't be here just yet. Okay. Yes, I can't wait for any of you to come to Spain, come to Europe, come here. And actually, in about, where are we? So it's going to be 15, 16 days. I will be there in Australia for 2 weeks as well to see our friends who are Aussie friends. I will see you down in Australia. So yes, come to Spain, come to Australia. Listen, I have the sun in the ninth house. Tell me what airport you're at, and Auntie Stormy is coming. I'm happy to travel and meet people. I absolutely love it. And you know what? As since we're here, we'll talk astrology in a few minutes. We're letting some more of our brethren come in here. But if you haven't seen it yet, I have a travel channel. It's called Mercury Tea, which is a combination of Venus and Mercury, and I share the beauty of travel with you. So if you want to know things about Spain, if you want to know things about how I moved here as a digital nomad, the digital nomad process, you want to know how I built my business to be able to move and live wherever I want in the world, then absolutely go check it out. It's Mercury Tea. You can find it here That's a great place where more and more content's coming up. I'm addressing all things about being a digital nomad living in Spain. So if that is something that you're interested in, yes, Auntie Stormy is bringing the information, right? Also, if this is the year as we're coming into 2025 and you're following your astrology and your insights are also calling you and you're like, okay, I want to increase my income. I want to run my own business. I have something that I just want to teach and I want to share with people because I know it and it's valuable. Man, come over to Legatia Academy. That is my business school. Right. And that's where I teach you to do that. I have a YouTube class that happens there. I show you how to bring your particular special message on YouTube and have it get found, but also how you can shape that into something that is naturally bringing in different streams or rivers. Auntie Stormy likes income rivers for us to come into your life because you know what? I'm not the biggest YouTube channel in the astro space. I'm not the biggest YouTube channel anywhere, but I can show you how to build a YouTube channel, how to build a product that can bring profit into your life. And it's not skeezy kind of profit, where you're like, give me your money, little girl. It's like not weird like that, but it's something honorable and it's sharing a beautiful message that you have to share. So listen, from the astrology to the business to the travel, that is what Stormy Grace is about. And I look forward to sharing those things with you as we move into 2025, whichever space we are meeting in. It's a brilliant thing. Stormy Grace has been here. We've been traveling through the astro together since 2014. And here we are, 2025, still together, advancing together. Hello from Arizona. Hello. You know what? I did also find out Spain in the summer is hot like Arizona in the summer. We have that same kind of dry heat. So I feel connected to you right now, not just astrologically. Let me know, what are you guys doing today? What are you doing for the end of 2024? Put it in the chat section here. I'm here with you. I see you. I want to know. I want to know what you're up to, what you're getting into. All right, while you're telling me what you're up to and what you're getting into, first of all, let me just say one more time, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tapping in live with me. Thank you for tapping in all year long with me, whether you are new to the channel and, we're just coming to meet each other in this last month, in this last week, in this last year, whatever that looks like, or if we're old school, we've been together since Stormy's first wig showed up on the internet. God bless you for staying with me. And thank you for staying with me as well. Hi, Rich. Welcome. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, everybody. I am grateful to be here. So let's have a minute of astrology here, though, because it is the last day of the year. It's the 31st. We're coming in. We've got beautiful energy to work with today, just absolutely beautiful. Now, we've been under this deliciousness of the Mercury Chiron trine. And that is, has been going early for you guys to see. So what's time? We're about 8 hours separated from each other. Either way, this trine today is brilliant for having heartfelt conversations, for having these kinds of conversations today that are a lot more about, you're able to listen with your heart. You're able to listen from a different place, like with sacred ears that have solution, that have compassion, that have these other things. It's a great day for healing conversations. Today's the day. What's the healing conversation you need to have? What's the healing conversation that you want to listen to? If you find yourself saying, man, I've really been wanting to, heal my thyroid, and you're even just listening to content online about other people who have thyroid issues, they've learned to heal them, and what did they do, right? Wherever the healing space, the solution-oriented space, and the learning space is showing up for you, that is how we're ending the year, right? It's absolutely beautiful. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Diva. We are not ending 2024 popping out of our little cakes being like, new year, new me. Mm-mm. That's not the energy right now. Mars is still retrograde. We are coming in a little bit lower and slower as we cross that 2025 space. So today, as we have this beautiful Mercury Chiron dancing energy, let's engage in our conversation today. Let's talk about the things that you've seen this year. What did you tell me? Tell me in the chat if you feel like sharing with us. You're amongst friends, but what did you learn this year from the past? Right? You know, even going back maybe from 2020 until now, what have you learned this year? What solutions are you ready to apply? How have you changed? Man, I can tell you, looking at just this last year alone, one of the things that I have learned a ton about is all of the ways that I used to hustle ineffectively. Now, they worked for a time, right? They worked. I did well with them. But in my current version of my reality of who I am, that's not going to work anymore, and I don't need them. So I'm in this space of having learned I don't need them anymore, and the practice of shedding those things, letting them continue to fall away and welcome in what is next. So really share with me, encourage me, let me encourage you. What have you learned? Now, the moon today is spending some brilliant time in Capricorn. It is Capricorn season, right? We are doing some Capricorn season. We've just come out from the new moon happening in Capricorn yesterday, coming out from Pluto being in a trine to the south node, being in a sextile to the north node. So we've had some powerful energy of realization that has been floating to the table. There's been some powerful energy floating up too that may have presented some energy where we're ready to make this fresh start. We're like, okay, I got it. I do see the solution, Stormy. I am solution oriented, but still the energy is not here for full application of the solutions just yet. It's just about strategizing. We're seeing it, we're understanding it. The strategy is happening. But we're not going to yet be, I think, in the strongest position for application until Mars fully leaves its retrograde coming up in February. So if you're getting that strategy together, though, you are 1,000,000% ahead of the game. But as the moon is traveling in Capricorn today, it's grounded. It's practical. And we really do, having that heart of, I don't want to be flung around. I want grounded, I want practical, I want results. I'm trying to be a results driven individual. That kind of energy I think is really beneficial to us because it's showing us also where we can ground and grow and root to rise. But what does that mean for you? What does root to rise mean for you today at this point as we're just having a current check-in? What is the new foundation that you are building a life or a structure for your being, for your earth magic on as we move forward? Also, I will say I'm interested in what you're cooking. I'm absolutely interested in what you were cooking. For the new moon, I made cabbage rolls. I did bulgogi filled, so Korean bulgogi filled cabbage rolls. Oh, they were delicious, but I did it because it was a Capricorn project. It was a time-consuming project. I did every step, no pre-bought things. So let me know what it is you're getting into under this Capricorn moon as well. And yes, thank you so much. I just got these glasses from the guy at the convenience store last night. No, just a few hours ago. And can I just tell you, the guy at our local, they call him Chinos. He's a hustler. So last year, Ling hustled me into some 2024 glasses, and I thought they were better. They did light up. And this year, I already knew Ling's going to hustle me into some glasses, and I'm going to buy them. I really like that man, so I bought them. And Miss Fatima's down there as well. Okay, so New Year's Day coming in tomorrow. Now, if you're one of our friends that's going to be up late for work, or you're just one of our friends who's bringing in New Year and you ain't coming home till 6 in the morning, I love that for you. But remember that as we are beginning to travel at the beginning of the year, we're going to see the moon shift into that position of void of course. So it's really not going to be there's no robust energy going on around us until we get to, what time do we have here? Until we get to about about 4 o'clock in the morning. So 4 o'clock in the morning, the moon will shift into Aquarius, but the energy is going to be a bit flat until that time. So I just want you to keep that in mind. So if you meet somebody and it's New Year's and it's the best thing ever, check back in at 5 o'clock. Are they still glamorous? Is this opportunity still glamorous? What other feedback are you getting post 5 o'clock where the energy is really moving so that you understand? Or does a feeling come up? Mars is still retrograde. Is this a space where you've got a situation happening for you and maybe it's pushed on a little bit of anger or a little bit of frustration, Mars retrograde that you've got going on, and it's rising to the surface? And then as the moon shifts into the position where it's back into Aquarius or another sign where it can be moving, rational judgment seems to return, where it's like, okay, that was a bit too much. Or, you know what? I actually need to allow myself to be angry about this thing. So whatever that is for you, just let a little bit of energy move on if you can. Oh, I love this rosemary chicken. Yes. Yes. Oh, I love that. Family games. We've got some cooking people out there. I love that about you guys. Thank you for always sharing what you're cooking and what you're eating with me. It might just be my Taurusness, but it really does make me happy. I've been thinking about it. I actually talked to a publisher this year about a different book besides the book that is coming out in 2026, about doing a cookbook, because I think I would like to do that. I'm just running around this planet cooking and talking to the stars anyway, so might as well do it, right? All right. Now, the other thing that we're going to see, though, as we are traveling on the first, to just be a little bit mindful of as we get to the end of the day, that as that moon shifts into Aquarius, it is going to walk right into a conjunction with Pluto. Okay, so as this is happening, again, this can make us a bit more impulsive. It can be a bit more frustrating. We're put into a position where our feelings about the uncertainty that's potentially around us is heightened a bit. So that can be in its own space a bit more frustrating. So I would just tell you, if you're having like an anger, a resentment, a feeling flare up, something like that, to remember that you're just in the space of change. Where can you keep that solution oriented energy that we're coming in, just talking about the 31st, and apply that to what's going on here around you? I think that as we are getting to move closer and closer to Mars actually backing itself back into this position of Cancer, we're going to feel a bit more of that resentment energy come up, because that's going to take us right into the space of our roots. But my hope for you is that, first of all, to clarify the word resentment, it doesn't necessarily mean anger, but what has been going on in your head, maybe about your family members, your home, the way that you feel nurtured in the world, that you're resending over and over again, resentment, like you're thinking about it more than twice a day. As this continues to present itself and we move and move and move and get ready for Mars to get fully back into that Cancerian vibration, and here we are working on that. I just want you to be mindful that that is there and that is available. But before we are going to get there, we are going to look at Miss Venus taking a move over here into the vibration of Pisces. And this is a little bit of the sweetness for the week. It's the sweetness for the week. I really like Venus and Pisces in terms of the vibration, because they work well together. As Venus shifts into the vibration of Pisces, this is, first of all, to remember that we are calling in. This is what we're calling into us. Venus is not our hustler planet. Venus is not out here going, yes, I want to hustle hard, right? Like that is not, Venus is not interested in that in this particular position. But in Pisces, what we start to do is the things that we love, the way that we forgive, the things that we value become a little bit gray. I think they become gray, where it's like, well, maybe you weren't just a good mom or a bad mom. Maybe you were a human being, and that is a very gray area to be living in. If you've felt this sense, within you of something around, like, I'm not sure if I should give this up, if I should surrender this thing, if I should let it go, or if I need to stay in it longer. Venus and Pisces can actually help soften yourself to some compassion, to understand, to see yourself and not just keep it, let it go. right? What's the gray space in the middle? Why would you keep it? Maybe there's more of a space to question what's happening here. Why would you want to keep that? So this comes available, I think, at a time where we needed a little sweetness. We needed a little sweetness. And I also think in a very, in a bit of a global way, maybe we need this little bit of sweetness too, to light up more colors, to say, okay, there's many perspectives that are definitely welcome. And this is because we are on the heels here of moving into the Mars and Pluto opposition, and we have already been here and we will be back here. And the Mars-Pluto opposition for us that's happening here as we're rolling into Friday, it's just a bit rough. It's just a bit rough because there's so much primal energy of, first of all, Mars wanting to do something, having a desire or having reworked a desire because it's retrograde, but Mars here cannot move forward, right? The energy just cannot move forward. It's not time for that. Mars this time is moving in a retrograde fashion. So there's already a bit of frustrated energy being pushed to the surface here. And then when it's opposing Pluto, who's now in this new space, creating this new world. We don't have full clarity going forward, but I'm quite passionate about the desires that I have. And now I'm having this challenge with meeting those needs, getting those desires met. You know, my conflict is rising between the action I want to take and the desire that I have, and the tension of knowing that maybe I'm not even ready to have that thing yet. Maybe I don't have all of the pieces just yet. You know, I want to start this new business and I want it to look like this, but I'm actually not developed enough just yet. I don't understand how to use the technology just yet. So we have this inner tension that can absolutely be showing itself. Hi, Healing Hub. And so this energy is here, but like I said, we have been here already. We have been here already, so we're survived it the first time. Now we're getting a second pass at it. So something that I think is wise to consider is that, first of all, your desire to achieve whatever goal that you have and that energy is activated, you're re-looking at your strategy. That's Mars retrograde. This is good news. Just re-look at how you're going about doing what you're doing. In the beginning of the week, you know, or as I should say right now, we've had this Mercury Chiron. Have those solution-oriented conversations based around a truth that you've seen. Do you know how to use technology? Do you know how to manage your money? Are your emotions out of bounds? Are you really creative and really good at this? And if the answers are the truth, then Mars retrograde here can help you create a new strategy as opposed to, you know, trying to push forward with something and meeting a whole bunch of resistance because it's just not time to do or have that thing. Now, Mars, Pluto, I will say, pick your battles. Pick your battles. Do you really, is this thing really important to fight to the death for? Is this thing really important to die on that hill of it, right? Because when we're dealing with Pluto, if you're going to have the fight, some piece of you is going to die, right? Some piece of you is going to die. Now, it may die and come back transformed, or it may die and come back wiser, whatever that is, but pick your battles. Is this really important enough to get up on that hill, especially if the energy is pointing to, no matter what you do right now, the real space to move it forward is not available yet. It's not available. Just strategize, re-strategize. Look at how you're coming at something. Look at how you can create a different solution, but realize it's not going to stick yet. What you could do is, let's say you have to have an important conversation or you've got tension in your household or something like that. You're like, okay, I'm just going to go for it. This is the fight I'm going to have. You're making another person, another organization feel really resistant, really threatened by you. And this typically doesn't play out well, right? This typically doesn't play out well because there's no space of, you know, if you're trying to have a negotiation without trust, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. So just pick your battles. Use that sweetness of Venus being in Pisces. That's a little bit of a helper, okay? So we'll have all of that going, and we will get to the end of the week and get ready to start our first full week of January with the moon moving in Aries. And I do like this for us because it's our go get it moon, right? I am that I am what I am. Mars has shifted its beautiful vibration here on Monday. When we get to the 6th, Mars will shift its vibration back into Cancer. Now, this is where I think things get another little bit interesting, and some of that resentment I was telling you about could be coming back up. And this is going to be something to watch for. So for dates and tracking, when we go back to October 4th, of 2024, we see that Mars entered into this pre-retrograde shadow zone at 17 degrees of Cancer. So go back into your own personal chart. What's at 17 degrees of Cancer in your chart? Do you have a planet? Do you have one of your angular houses? Do you have an asteroid if you're into asteroids? Do you have a node? What do you have at 17 degrees? And more importantly, what house does 17 degrees of Cancer live in for you, so that you have some idea of what you're going to be working on as this Mars is back here, giving you a second pass at looking at what needs to be worked on or wrapped up here. Now, we actually saw Mars take that retrograde December 6th, and this was at 6 degrees of Leo. We will see Mars come direct again in Cancer, but this is not going to be until February. But now we have it just slid back in to this Cancerian vibe. If you've not watched the video that Nicholas Palamanakis and I did about Mars in Cancer, I'll make sure I put it at the end of this live stream so that you can check it out. But now, as Mars is back here, this is the place where, like, if there is that anger, there is that resentment, you're resending something over and over again. You don't feel comfortable. You don't feel nurtured in your skin. You don't feel nurtured in your being. You're running into problems with your home life. You have anxiety about how am I even going to be secure and meet my needs. If any of that stuff is coming up, this is the time to re-strategize how you're going about it. And I think one of the best resources we honestly have, if you use it well, is YouTube. If you are worried, if you say, okay, I need to make more money, right? Some basics, let's do basics. I need to be able to make more money. What is a side hustle that I could start where I don't have to invest any money and I can get something going and maybe begin to produce an income? Could I be an affiliate of Stormy Grace and help her spread the message? And then as she sells something, I share a little bit of commission with her, right? There are some free, beautiful options out there. And so this is a time with the Mars retrograde where we can look at, how do I re-strategize what it is giving me anxiety that I'm afraid I won't be able to meet needs or be secure in some way? What is giving me anxiety because I'm not comfortable around this person? This person's been in my life for a long time, but my body gets uncomfortable around this person. How can we re-strategize that? And I think that these are going to be things that they're going to be ongoing conversations, but also it's not about just staying in the funk. We've already been here. Right? So now, even though you can't fully apply the brand new me, new year, new me version, you can start to look at, how do also my new solutions or my new strategies start to play out? Right? I might not be able to fully do it just yet, but what did I learn and see that I'm like, yeah, I can make an adjustment to that for sure. Maybe it doesn't fully stick until February, but I can certainly start some practice. That's a great use of this particular rollback. It's a very Walmart thing, like where we rolling these planets back. A very good rollback of using the Mars retrograde. Okay, so I just don't want you to feel like, even though Mars is retrograde and the energy may be a little bit slower, that it's not a death sentence. It is not go hide under a rock. It's not any of that. And for those of you who have Mars retrograde in your chart, you might be feeling like you are living your best life because your Mars natally and Mars in transit are in comfortable position to each other. So you may not be thinking about so much. You might actually be in a lot of action right now. Okay, so you may be producing. And if that is the case, go forth and produce divinely, right? May the universe bless you with everything that you are producing, but don't produce out of resentment. It's not going to come out well on the other side, all right? It's just not going to do it. All right, my beautiful friends. So I just wanted to pop in for a second, have a short little talk about where we've been, how we're finishing up this year, and how we're going to be starting even the first day of that first week. Your full weekly report is coming. It will be up for you by Saturday, as always. Actually, you know what? While I have you, do you like having your weekly forecast posted on Saturdays, or is there another day that you would like to have them posted? Feel free to let me know in the chat for sure. And if you're watching this back at a later time, maybe I'll even put a little poll in the community section. But let me know in the comment section down below. Saturday seems like a good place for our crew so that you're not so rushed out of one week and into the next week. But, you know, maybe I put all 4 weeks of the month up at once, and that way you can come to them as you need to, as opposed to having to wait for them every week. Let me know what you think. I'm putting out content here to just make sure it can be a guide and a help to you. So I want to deliver it to you in ways that feel the absolute best and are doing the best for you. Beautiful friends, thank you so much for spending some time this morning with me. I'm not going to hold you here on the internet. We do enough digital revolutioning. I love you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Year 11 in business has been brilliant because of you. This is the first time in my career where my calendar was booked out 4 months after a new year was starting. And that is because of your trust. And it's also because of your guidance. You guys have let me grow up as a person and as a business owner and as an astrologer live and in public in front of you. And some days that was a real mess. I agree. But thank you. What a privilege it has been to walk with you, and what a privilege it will be to walk with you in 2025. So grab your digital transit calendar so that we can be rolling together throughout the year. Check out your 2025 horoscope. It really is good. And make sure you enjoy being with you and yourself and your people offline today as well. I love you a ton. I'm going to see you guys in 2025. Bye, everybody.